What is my purpose?
You pass butter.
Oh my god.
Yeah, welcome to the club, pal.
Yeah, that's a sad, funny joke by Rick and Morty, the TV show. Yeah, so today we're going to talk about the AMM bot. It is a piece of software. It's a robot pretty much on the Pulsechain ecosystem that handles the ratios between what Pulsechain is going to do on the Pulsechain network and the copied over ERC20 tokens that's copied over to the PRC20 chain. Okay, so I'm going to go a little bit more into detail, and in fact, there's a video by Obscure Crypto Gems that I'm going to play parts of it and explain everything that's happening. But before we get into that, I'm going to read some comments from my subscribers. I really appreciate you guys. Would not be here without you. The first comment that we have is from Doug that says, thanks for covering the entire Xen ecosystem, brother. Xen Crypto is already changing my life. Yes, and Xen Crypto is going dramatic. Xen is going to, said it 1,000 times, going to say it again, it's going to 100x in the next 2 years. Pretty much guaranteed. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Rue said, why would you want to burn your Xen and prefer to get DBZen? I don't see the reason to do this, or what advantages is there? If you purchased or mint Xen, isn't it because you believe Xen will do good in the long run? Then I responded to him, burning Xen increases the Xen price and therefore makes the Xen bag to be worth more. Also, I get paid in ETH every day if I stake DBZen in the ecosystem. Also, let me add to that, do not burn your entire Xen bag. Maybe burn half of your Xen bag so that the value of Xen increases dramatically by itself, right? Because when you burn something, when there's lower supply, there's higher demand. So you still have Xen in your bags. And on top of that, you get the DBZen. And on top of that, you get the Ethereum fees that you get every single day, okay? So you win on both sides of the Xen burning protocol or style. Richard Hart outrage marketing worked, okay? This is from Tin Top, by the way. His followers increased in bear market. Now those people get to see what he's actually doing to make all the crypto better. Okay. Yes, I've complained about outrage marketing for a long time. It's kind of annoying, but you know what? Who really cares, right? At this point, we just want the Pulsechain to come out. When Pulsechain comes out, Richard's going to end up looking like a genius, right? All is forgiven as soon as you give us money. Okay. That's all we care about. Money, money, money. Blobfish King said, staked my free airdrop for 22 years. Yes, that's the maximum amount of time that you can stake your DBZen tokens, okay? With Bitcoin, the inflation rate is going to continue for the next 150 years. With Phoenix, another burning token with Xen is going to last for about 50 years. So cryptocurrency is around for a very long time. It's not going anywhere for like our grandchildren will be old by the time the inflation stops, okay? And then finally, we have Mexican Batman that says, okay, so what happens when we stake what we have? And then I responded, you receive ETH every day at about 10 a.m. Eastern time. Yes, this is if you burn your Xen for DBZen, you will receive a fee of about around 10 a.m. Eastern time. I burnt about $2,500 worth of Xen and of ETH, and I'm receiving about $110 a day from the DBZen ecosystem. So you can guess that's how much you're going to make. It's probably going to be lower as time goes on because DBZen is extremely popular. They've already burnt about 1 trillion coins. 1 trillion Xen tokens have already been burnt by DBZen. And this has happened in less than 2 weeks. Crazy. Okay? Okay, so let's get into the video from Obscure Crypto Gems.
One thing I'm just a little confused on is the AMM bot.
Yeah, so the AMM is just it's just software essentially that fixes the ratios of the harvested fork liquidity and then injects it into PulseX. So the Ethereum fork that we're doing, when we do that, it's going to take and it's going to fork all the ERC20 tokens, all the things that are in all the dexes, Uniswap V1, Uniswap V2, V3, OX, all that. And we're inflating the Pulsechain token supply by over 1 million X. So once we fork, basically the bot goes in and buys out of all those AMMs, buys all of those forked over PRC20 tokens, and then mints a bunch of Pulse, and then it'll be injecting it into PulseX at the ratio, the same ratio, not the same token supply, but the same ratio that you see on Ethereum. So the ratios will be the same between the new PRC20 and Pulse, with a much more inflated token supply. The reason why we're inflating the token supply is only one, and that's basically to have cheap fees on Pulsechain infinitum. So it's fixing, it's called an AMM fixer bot because it's fixing the ratios on Pulsechain.
So it doesn't break the ratio between the Ethereum and Pulsechain.
If you have 1 hex in Uniswap to 1 ETH, you're going to be looking at 1 hex to 1 million pulse.
Okay.
So it buys everything up, fixes the ratios so that you can account for the integer increase in pulse, but keeps the ratios between the ETH and the pulse chains in terms of the ratios in the pool.
Okay, so what he's saying right there is that AMM software fixes ratios of the harvested forked liquidity, okay? So because there's going to be about 1.2 million times the amount of tokens, he keeps saying 1 million, but it's about 1.2 million times the amount of tokens on Pulsechain than there is on Ethereum, everything is going to increase by about 1.2 million, okay? So what really happens is that the AMM buys those forked over, copied over tokens, right? So if you have Chainlink on your Ethereum network, we're going to copy over the same amount of Chainlink onto the PRC20 chain, on the Pulse chain, okay? And when we copy over these coins, right? Let's say that for every 1 Ethereum, there's 20 Chainlink on the original Ethereum network, okay? When it's copied over, there's going to be 1.2 million Pulsechain for every 20 Chainlink on the Pulsechain ecosystem, okay? So that's why it's an automated maker bot, okay? Because it makes these tokens and it copies them over on the PRC20.
Yeah, the reason why we're inflating the token supply is so that Pulsechain is just very inexpensive to run transactions on forever. Pulse is going to be very inexpensive to run transactions forever because of this. Ethereum essentially would have to do the same thing to make it work, you know, or find some high-end way of sharding or something, which is way off, and it would still be not as efficient because you're relying on other things to make transactions cheaper than just having kind of a base layer that does it automatically. What Richard's done with Pulsechain is just a far better solution.
So the whole reason for inflation of this in the first place, why we're multiplying it times 1.2 million, is that way that the fees can be very, very cheap. Almost all of the transactions, at least at the beginning, are all going to be less than a penny. Kind of like Matic right now. Any transaction that you do on Matic is about a penny, maybe 2 pennies. It's always less than $1. Okay, that's going to be the same thing that happens on Pulsechain, and also it's going to be about 20% faster on the Pulsechain network than it is on Ethereum. It used to be about 80% faster, 90% faster, but that was old. That's when they were copying the BSC chain, the Binance Smart Chain. But instead, they're just copying ETH 2.0 and making the Pulse version of ETH 2.0. So that's why they were only able to make it about 20% faster with this new Pulsechain token and Pulsechain coin. I'm telling you this because I thank you, I love you, I appreciate you. Watch this video over here. Let's get this money.